Hello and welcome to another Finnish Gear Reviews video. Today we're looking at Finnish Military Intelligence Review for 2026. This is an official public report published by the Finnish Defence Forces. It explains how Finnish military intelligence sees the global security environment, Russia's military posture, and the risks facing Finland and Europe. This is not media speculation and it is not political commentary. This is Finland's own intelligence assessment. The report opens with a clear message. Power politics has returned. International relations are no longer shaped primarily by rules, agreements, or institutions. They are shaped by military force, coercion, and the ability to act quickly. The war in Ukraine is central to this shift. We are now approaching its 5th year. According to Finnish Military Intelligence, Russia's strategic goals have not changed. Russia continues to see Western liberal democracy as a threat. It seeks to weaken the West, primarily through its war in Ukraine, and through hybrid influencing across Europe. Even though Russia is heavily committed in Ukraine, the report makes one thing clear. Russia is continuing long-term military reform. When the situation in Ukraine allows it, Russia intends to strengthen its military presence near Finland. At the same time, the report is explicit. No immediate military threat against Finland is expected in 2026, but the long-term direction is concerning. Looking at the war in Ukraine itself, Finnish intelligence assesses that Russia believes it can still win through attrition warfare. Russia's progress has been slow, but it has not abandoned its objective. Its advantages include manpower, increasing drone production, large artillery and ammunition stockpiles, and military support from China, Iran, and North Korea. One key observation in the report is that Russia has changed its tactics. Large armored assaults have largely been replaced. Instead, attacks are now infantry-heavy, supported by drones and electronic warfare. This shift reflects heavy equipment losses earlier in the war. From Finland's perspective, peace negotiations remain unlikely. The objectives of the warring parties are fundamentally incompatible. The report also highlights how the war in Ukraine directly affects the Baltic Sea region. Russian escort operations have increased, particularly around oil tankers belonging to Russia's so-called shadow fleet. Combined with poor vessel conditions, inexperienced crews, and navigation jamming, this raises the risk of accidents and escalation. Finnish intelligence assesses that Russia remains capable of using civilian shipping for hybrid influencing. This includes damage to undersea infrastructure, such as power cables, data cables, and pipelines. Because of these risks, NATO launched the Baltic Sentry operation in 2025. The Baltic Sea is no longer just a transport route, it is now an active security environment. Despite this, Ukraine remains Russia's primary military focus. Most Russian ground forces are still committed to the war. This limits Russia's ability to increase land forces near Finland in the short term. As a result, the Russian Navy and aerospace forces currently play a larger role in Finland's neighborhood. The report notes that after the war, one of the main directions of Russian military development will be toward Finland. Hybrid influencing also remains a key concern. Russian intelligence services have increasingly used intermediaries, including young people and petty criminals, to conduct vandalism and sabotage across Europe. Many of these individuals may not even be aware of who they are working for. While Finland is not currently a primary sabotage target, these methods could be used if tensions rise. In the Arctic, Russia continues to view the region as strategically important. It seeks to control natural resources, develop the northern sea route, and protect its sovereignty. However, the war in Ukraine has significantly limited Russia's ability to strengthen its military presence there. Most land forces are unavailable, even though structural reforms continue. Beyond Europe, the report outlines instability in several regions. In the Middle East, Iran's influences have declined following Israeli and US strikes in 2025. Israel has strengthened its position, but tensions with Iran remain high, and a larger conflict is possible, which has now happened, by the way. Lebanon remains unstable, with the UNIFIL mission expected to end in 2027 and Hezbollah's disarmament posing risk. In Africa, Russia continues to expand influence through proxies, particularly in the Sahel. In Asia, tensions between China and Taiwan remain high, and North Korea continues destabilizing behavior. All of these crises can affect Finland indirectly through migration pressures, economic effects, or NATO commitments. So what does this mean for Finland? According to the report, Finland's primary risks are not conventional invasion. They are hybrid operations, cyber attack, espionage, sabotage, influence campaigns, infrastructure disruption. Finland's NATO membership increases its visibility, but it also strengthens deterrence. One of the most significant developments highlighted in the report is Finland's deep integration into NATO intelligence structure. In 2025, Finland chaired NATO's Military Intelligence Committee. During the same year, NATO RQ-40 Phoenix surveillance drones operated from Finland for the first time. Finland is no longer only a consumer of intelligence, it is now a contributor at alliance level. The report also emphasizes the growing importance importance of artificial intelligence. Modern intelligence involves massive data volume, satellite imagery, cyber data, social media, AI-generated content. Without AI-assisted analysis, intelligence organizations cannot operate effectively. Speed of analysis is now critical. Military counterintelligence also receives significant attention. A new law that entered into force in December 2025 expands the Defense Forces' powers to prevent and investigate crimes related to national defense. These include undercover operations, online undercover activity, and independent requests for telecommunications interception with court approval. At the same time, oversight has been strengthened with expanded supervision by the Intelligence Ombudsman. The report openly discusses legal and constitutional limits, including whether intelligence collection should ever be allowed inside private homes. This debate is ongoing and handled within Finland's democratic framework. Looking ahead, Finnish military intelligence identifies several priorities: supporting NATO command structures in Finland, enabling long-range fires, providing real-time intelligence to combat units, staying ahead in AI-enabled analysis. The report concludes with a simple message: military intelligence provides eyes of the fighting force. Russia is weakened but not harmless. The Baltic Sea is more dangerous than before. And intelligence superiority is now as decisive as firepower. And that's the Finnish Military Intelligence Review 2026. If you found this summary useful, leave a like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what part of the report you want a deeper dive on. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.